In this chapter, we'll be discussing about capital account convertibility. This is an advanced topic in finance, international finance. Maybe they'll not be, you're not expected to answer this in interviews as a fresher, but coming from a commerce background or finance background, you should be able to answer this. Okay, but if you're from a fresher, absolute fresher, you can skip this. So capital account convertibility means the freedom to convert currency, okay, for capital transactions, both in terms of outflows and inflows. So basically, it refers to the freedom to convert your local financial assets into foreign financial assets and vice versa. Okay, for example, say you want to buy a property like a large house, large mansion abroad. Okay, so there's a large palace available for say somewhere in say US. You want to buy the palace, but there are some limitations by RBI. It's not like in India, if you want to buy a house or a large property or anything, there's no really not much restriction. As long as you have money, you can go and buy it. But when it comes to say for example abroad, there's a large mansion and you want to buy, there are some limitations by RBI. It's not just a house. I mean, it's any financial asset. This is just an example. So the limitations are regarding how much rupees you can convert, because to purchase that you have to pay in dollars, not in rupees. Okay, locally you can buy anything because it is in rupees, but once it comes to purchasing assets abroad, you have to pay in dollars. Then RBI comes into picture, because dollars is a scarce resource. It's a forex reserve. It's not freely available. So then the limitations start kicking in. Okay, so the limitations on how much rupees you can convert into dollars. You can't go to the RBI and say there is a large palace, they're asking 100 crores, say 100 crores in dollars. So you take this rupees 100 crores into say 6500 rupees, 6500 crores rupees, and give me 100 crores dollars. They won't do that. RBI will not do that. Okay, it's not convertible. See, there is a limitation on the conversion between dollar and rupee. Small amounts they will do, but this they can't do. Okay, so India's capital account is not completely free. It is only partially convertible. The day when our capital account is fully convertible, then such restrictions will not be there. So then when foreigners purchase assets in India, it is capital inflows, and if Indians purchase assets, it will be a capital outflow. So both these capital inflows and capital outflows on that day when our capital account is fully convertible, there will not be any restrictions. But currently India doesn't allow full capital account convertibility. There exists a limited capital account convertibility, that is, Indians can invest or acquire assets outside India with specified cap on such investments. Okay, so one of the matter of discussions these days is whether India should allow full convertibility on capital account. Not only in India, even internationally, movement of capital is not always freely permitted. Countries use various controls, and if not, you might ask why are all these controls imposed? Not just India, even globally, many countries, why do they impose it? Because if these controls are not in place, there will be erratic flow of capital, a huge inflow of capital one day, huge outflow one day. This will result in financial instability. So let us see the advantages of capital account convertibility. So all developed countries have full convertibility. So CAC is one of the features of developed economies. So we should be going towards that direction if we want to be a developed economy. Our stock market is doing well because of huge foreign capital inflows. That is one of the reasons why we should go for CAC. It allows Indian companies to borrow funds at cheaper rates. By putting these restrictions, you're not really allowing companies to borrow funds freely. And also encouraging foreign investors to invest in India, because they'll be confident that they can reconvert local currency back into foreign currency, take out the money whenever needed. If you're having this restriction, the foreign investors will not be ready to invest a lot of money, because they know, because of the restrictions, if they want to pull back money from the country, okay, they can't reconvert that local currency back in foreign currency easily. Okay, so what are the disadvantages of capital account convertibility? One is a sudden drop in foreign exchange inflows. Say for example, if you allow full convertibility, and say in the foreign inflows, suddenly foreigners started pulling back all their money. This can result in market crash, as it happened in 2013. Okay, this will also result in volatility in the rupee exchange rate, because we'll discuss in a later chapter this exchange rate between India and dollar. For example, when we say $1 is 65 rupees, that exchange rate is a function of demand and supply. It's basically demand. It's a function of demand for Indian rupees vis-a-vis the US dollar. If there's this erratic flow, sudden outflow of dollars from the economy, there will be volatility in the rupee exchange rate. The rupee value might fall. Okay, so many developing countries went for CAC in the 1980s, and that led to the East Asian crisis in the late 90s. Again, this will learn in a later chapter about East Asian crisis. All this was because their economies were open to sudden inflows and outflows. They permitted this capital account convertibility. Okay, so besides capital account convertibility, there is another concept called current account convertibility. This is different India has current account convertibility, by the way. Current account convertibility allows free inflows and outflows for all purposes other than capital purposes. For example, making payments for imports, or receiving payments for exports, getting forex for travel, getting forex for studying abroad, medical treatment abroad. For these, there are no restrictions. If you ever wanted to go for, say for example, you want to go for a tour to, say, Singapore on a holiday, you can give your rupees and get some foreign currency and go there. There is no restriction on that. That is not capital account. Capital account is financial assets. All these are current account. Forex for travel, studying abroad, medical treatment. There is no restriction on this. India has full current account convertibility. It's only capital account convertibility that is not right at the moment. So in the interviews, they might ask you, what is capital account convertibility? Does India have full capital account convertibility? No. Why even international movement of capital is not always permitted freely? This we discussed earlier, okay? Because if there is no control, there can be a massive pullout of funds suddenly that might lead to financial instability. What are some disadvantages and disadvantages? We discuss this. What is current account convertibility? You should be able to give a couple of examples. And does India have current account convertibility? Yes, India has current account convertibility.